Yo, yesterday, I was on TikTok yesterday and I seen a lady talking about how dark it was. I seen a lady talking about how dark it was. And she was like, it rained today, but it's only like 3 something in the afternoon and it's so dark. Why I just walked outside and it looked so dark? Like, it is 11:27 where I am in the morning and it look dark. Like, not black top. I don't know. It's giving. Why is it dark out here? Like it looked like daytime, but it looked dark at the same time. Anyway, Lord, help us, Jesus. We in the last days. Yesterday, I go to the doctor, right? And I go to my post-op appointment because y'all remember I told y'all my little chest wasn't healing properly or whatever. This is a little mush thing inside my little bra. But anyways, so I told y'all my chest wasn't healing. So my chest it hasn't grown like my color skin over it, but it is healed. So anyway, y'all remember I came out here when I was crying about them drains or whatever the case may be, and I was like, I ain't like the girl could have took them drains out. That's why I seen yesterday, child, because the PA that I normally see was out. She's out this week. So anyway, she checked my chest or whatever, and they've cleared me to be able to start radiation and immunotherapy, thank God. So that's one step closer to being done. So I go in to radiation for my mapping again, for my mapping on the 5th of this month. And then my oncologist office, they had me pre-scheduled for all my infusions, but they took them all off the schedule because obviously they wanted to wait until I was cleared. So they had already reached out last week. I told them that I was going to the doctor this week, so they said they were sending over something last week about me getting cleared, so they'll probably end up putting me on a schedule probably sometime next week or whatever the case may be, so I can start my immunotherapy. So I'll be one step to being done. So she had told me, I know you go and see the surgeon in February. We have you on schedule to see the surgeon in February. And what did he discuss any plans with you about what he's going to do next? And I was like, yeah. So we already discussed when before he took the last implants out, I told him, listen, I'm gonna just do deep flap. We ain't doing these implants no more. So he already agreed to it. So she was like, well, what size are you looking towards, or did he discuss like possible expanders? I said, well, he told me he won't be able to do expanders because I'm gonna go through radiation and he's gonna do the surgery after radiation. And he said that the skin gets tight, so they won't be able to do the expanders. He'll just immediately go in and do the deep flap. First of all, this is where you mess up at, okay? Y'all don't be getting no tattoos. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Don't freaking do it, because this is why I messed up at. I got tattoos on my stomach, okay? I got a tattoo on this side of my stomach. I got a tattoo on this side of my stomach. I got a tattoo at the bottom of my stomach. Now, first of all, it was a little cute or whatever at the bottom of my stomach before I got pregnant with my second son. Now, I was small with my second son when I was pregnant, but baby, it stretched out down, okay? He put some stretch marks at the bottom. I didn't used to have stretch marks at the bottom of my stomach. I had stretch marks like around my belly button, but like this much, literally in a circle. They were stupid light after my first son, and then I got that second son, and then it used to feel like the bottom of my stomach was on fire, but I couldn't see the bottom of it, but it was because it was stretching and I wasn't putting nothing on it. But when I tell you, it used to feel like the bottom of my stomach was on fire, yeah, that part. So anyway, he stretched it out, so it's like all shriveled up and ugly or whatever the case may be. And I don't have an ugly stomach, let me just go ahead and put that out there. I don't have stretch marks. Like, I still have the little stretch marks around my belly button, but the most of them is at the bottom of my stomach, and it ain't even a lot, but baby, that ink is stretched out. So now they're gonna be putting these little ugly tattoos in pieces up here on my titties. Okay, that was the point that I was getting to. Okay, just don't do stupid stuff, because you never know what's gonna happen later on down the line. All right, so now I'm gonna have a bunch of tattoos up here on my titties. Like, for real, that's really what's gonna happen. Like, I really want to go get a sleeve after this situation from here and get this covered up too, all the way down here. Like, I really want to go get a sleeve. Like, I'm really that type of girl. But yeah, I can't be making no spur of the moment decisions, because I got them tattoos when I was 18. Nobody ever told me at 33 I was gonna be diagnosed with breast cancer, and then they was gonna have to take that little skin and put it up here. And nobody told me that. So yeah, she's like, well, what size do you want? And I was like, I really want the size that I had before pre-cancer. She was like, well, what size was that? I was like, oh, I was like a 30, I was a 36D. want them big. She was like, oh, you want them big? I was like, I mean, they ain't really gotta be a 36D. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be a 36D. But this, right now, I ain't got no titties. So, but this still, when I be seeing my little pictures or whatever that I be taking, I be like, what is this? These are some, these are some little girls just growing their breast type of situation going on, you know. And so I was like, it ain't gotta be that big. So she was like, well, let me see your stomach. And I remember I told y'all about my stomach, honey. I don't know where all this stomach came from. Maybe it was just God giving me grace, because all the while I'm thinking, Lord, why my stomach is like this? Like, my stomach used to be flat. Even after I had 2 kids, like, my stomach used to be flat. Why do I have this big old humongous stomach and now I look like I'm 5? It really look bad now that I ain't got no titties, because when I look in the mirror, it just remind me of when I was a little girl. Like, when I was a little girl, my mom used to say, girl, you built up like a duck. You got all that belly in the front, and then you got that little booty in the back. So it looked like, you know, built up like a little duck or whatever. And now that's what it's giving out to. It's giving built up like a little duck. The difference is, when I was a little girl, I ain't had no hips. I was just straight up and down with a little booty back there and a big old stomach up there. And now I got hips, booty, and then my stomach's super big. Like, I be looking in the mirror, I be like, dang, I look like I'm about 5-6 months pregnant. But God did that for a reason, because he knew that eventually I was going to end up with the breast cancer, and I was going to need this for up here. You know what I'm saying? He knew. So we here with it. So she was like, well, what size do you think? And so she was like, well, stand up, let me see. So I get up, and she was like, okay, well, I think we'll be able to get a C cup out of that. I think he'll be able to get a C. I need to at least be a 32D. God dang, I ain't got to be a 38D, but I need to be a 32D. Like, I want my titties back. It's getting weird. So they set me up, or she sent over a order for me to have my MRI done. So I'll be going in on the 5th also to do my MRI, to get the exact measurements. And then once I go in and I see the surgeon in February, he will be able to give me accurate measurements of what he'll be able to do with my breast. So y'all pray for me that they could give me a little 32D or whatever the case may be. If they can't give me a 32D, pray for me that I get a 38C. But I really want my titties back. And you know what's crazy? When she was like, oh, you want them big. And then even when I went to go get my nails done, the last time my nail tech was like, so how I feel now you ain't got no titties, because they was big. I was like, my titties was not that big. My mom used to be telling me that too. She was like, Jazz, you a little hefty. And just like, to be like, Mom, I don't, my titties is not that big. My grandma, my boyfriend, they be like, Jazz, my titties is not that big. I don't know. Maybe they just weren't that big to me because they was in my chest. I don't know. But they weren't heavy or nothing like that, but maybe I just didn't realize that they really was big. I wasn't seeing what people see. When I look at me, I didn't see what they see. Just like when you look at you don't see what other people see. But nevertheless, so I'm like, yeah, I really kind of, I thought that was a bug. So I'm like, yeah, I really kind of want my titties back. So they already going to be bald head. They already going to be tattooed up. They already ain't going to have no nipple. Can I at least have my size back? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we bring it on in or close to it? It ain't got to be an exact size, but can it be close to it? So she was like, well, just don't lose any weight. I was like, girl, I ain't lost weight the whole time I done did chemo and none of that. So I don't really see my weight going nowhere. But I think they're going to be able to get a good 30. I think they're going to be able to get a good D out of here. Because it's a lot. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. A lot going on. But anyways, I wanted to come on here and touch base with y'all, because I ain't touched base with y'all in a minute. And yeah, we're starting immunotherapy and radiation. Here we go.